Over the past 25 years, Australia has laid the foundation of quantum research, from the world's first single atom transistor to Nobel-winning physics. But discovery is just the first chapter. Every frontier needs a solid foundation. And we're building on a really strong foundation. And today, Australia is turning a corner. And we're turning those research breakthroughs into real-world technologies. And that's what I would like to focus my presentation on today. Hi, my name is Petra. I am the CEO of Quantum Australia. We are quite a new organization. We're the Industry Growth Centre for Quantum. And I'm here today really to talk about three things. To talk about where we're at, what's happened in the last 12 months, and let me tell you, there's been a lot happening, and I can't tell you about all of it, but I have some selected milestones. I'd also like to talk about where we see ourselves going, and of course, if I've got time, don't have very much time, I also want to talk a little bit about how you can engage with us, because we're open for business, and our companies are hungry to collaborate with you, as is our ecosystem. So where do I start? Well, I heard in a panel the other day that there is about 30 national strategy, 33 I think I heard, and that's this year. And last year there were 14, and the year before then a handful. Now, fortunately for Australia, we've had a national strategy since 2023, and Quantum Australia is the delivery arm of that strategy. The vision really is that we continue to build on this foundation that I spoke about, that we keep the momentum and try to become a leader, one of the leaders, because there's not one leader in quantum, we're all doing this together, and that we can do that in such a way that we have an inclusive ecosystem that involves everybody in Australia in an inclusive and ethical way. So there are 5 themes that underpin our national strategy. Number 1, thriving research and development, of course investment. Number 2, a skilled, and I should say diverse workforce, because that is really, really important and something we're working really hard to do, making sure that the workforce also matches our industry needs. Standards and frameworks that support our national interests, securing access to essential quantum infrastructure and materials. That's becoming increasingly important as our industry grows and matures. And of course, as I mentioned, a trusted and ethical, inclusive ecosystem. Now, what's Quantum Australia's role in this? Well, our playbook is really taking shape right now. And so how do we actually reach these goals? Well, there are 3 program pillars really that we use to try and get to where we need to be. Number 1, ecosystem development, which is exactly what it sounds like it is. It's connecting the dots between the ecosystem players, raising awareness, raising the adoption rate of quantum, because we do need our end users to be part of this. Partnership program, that's all about building that bridge between research and industry, going out, finding, discovering use cases and developing them. And the third pillar here is about commercialization, which is something we are focusing increasingly on. We have some 44, I think, quantum pure companies at the moment. There seems to be one almost every month being created across the quantum stack, which is really impressive and something that we'd like to continue to support. But, you know, we've got the foundation, we've got walls, but we also need doors, don't we? And here's the thing, these pillars, they don't work in isolation. No, it's all interlocking initiative. And at the heart of all of this is what I would call the community of practice. The community of practice is everyone that is quantum curious, engaging with the quantum ecosystem. Everything from investors to entrepreneurs to enablers, you name it. And this growing ecosystem, looks a bit like this. And Quantum Australia is the spider in the web. I could probably add some 50 logos to this, in particular end user logos, because really that's what we're all about at the moment. We're really trying to make sure that our critical industries, resources, life sciences, financial services, that they engage, that they understand what quantum can do for them, so they don't get disrupted by it. We want them to innovate with it, right? So where are we at today? Well, we have some $2.3 billion that's been pouring into our quantum industry, which has laid this foundation for us. And that's a really fortunate place to be. We've got some 26 leading research organizations and institutions all powering the quantum industry, 24 universities all engaging in quantum, 53 world-class lab. We're top 5 or for this, I would say top 5 for the industry workforce, and we're really trying to make sure, again, that that workforce matches industry need. And like I said, we have some 40 quantum pure businesses, many, many more if we look at the enabling sector as well. So, what's happened? What's happened in the last 12 months? Well, a lot. And like I said, this is really just a sample. But let me tell you about some of the milestones, the major ones. So, what have we got? Q-Control, they raised the world's largest Series B round of $113 million. They partnered with IBM, and they've also reached quantum advantage in some of the sensing space, etc. In cybersecurity, we've got Quintessent Lab. They're actually out here with their own booth. You should talk to them if you're interested in crypto. They got some funding from the National Reconstruction Fund. That is a $15 billion fund from the Australian government that invests in critical technologies, where quantum is one of them. And in hardware, we've got Quantum Brilliance. Also here, you might have had some ice cream the other day. Now, they're creating Australia's first diamond-based quantum foundry, and that is also, again, supported by $13 million from the NRF, and another $10 million from another state government agency. There's lots of other news that I could tell you about Quantum Brilliance, but I've got to move on in the interest of time. So let me tell you about computing. Computing is hitting major milestones in Australia. Silicon quantum computing in Dirac, they're part of the DARPA benchmarking initiative, building fault-tolerant system for the future. I need to just, there are lots of startups, but I'd like to just point out, there we go. I'd like to point out Emergence Quantum. They launched just back in May in cryogenic electronics. You should talk to them. They're also here as part of our delegation. Photonic quantum computing, PsiQuantum, the $1 billion investment by the Australian government. They're pushing the qubit system near Brisbane Airport. There's some holes in the ground there. That $1 billion project is well underway. And I should give a little bit of a nod to research as well, which is just pointing out University of Melbourne just won the Gordon Bell Prize for the first quantum accurate biological simulation. So as you can see, that foundation that I spoke about, it's not just holding the house, it's kind of building skyscrapers. So let's fast forward to 2045. What does it look like? Well, we're looking at $5.9 billion in industry revenue, and this is important, $6.1 billion in GDP impact, which includes $2.4 billion in productivity gains. We spend a lot of time ensuring that our government understands the link between quantum and productivity. Now, we're going to have some 35,000 jobs again. This is what we're projecting industry-wide. So what are the collaboration opportunities then? There are lots of them. I'm just mentioning a few, and there will be a QR code that you can scan at the end of my presentation. Now, we've got the federal government's Technologies Challenges program. The round 1 has been closed. Round 2 is open for international collaboration. Again, the QR code will come up, so if you're interested in looking at those 14 projects, they're all open for collaboration with you. Also, of course, there are co-investment opportunities around our accelerator program. Under New Ventures, again, you can scan the code and look at the Quantum Australia website. And shameless plug, there has to be a shameless plug, right? 28th of April, mark your calendars, 28th of April 2026. This is when we're going to hold our our Quantum Australia conference. It moves around the country. We've got one every year. We're expecting some 1,000 attendees to this conference, and it's all really about the end user. We want industry this time to engage with the quantum companies. We want to really explore and show off the use cases, because that is where we think the industry is at. It shows the maturity, and that's what it's all about. This is a QR code. Visit our website, contact us. We're open for business. Our companies are hungry to collaborate with you. Our booth is just around the corner. Go out here, take a left, it says Australia. Come talk to us. We have 9 companies here and many, many more that we can talk about all across the quantum stack. Please come see us. Thank you.